Hello and welcome to Mickeyology, where we take Disney a little too seriously. I'm Austin Rathall, and today I'm bringing you my review of the brand new Disney Plus documentary series, A Real Bug's Life. Now, I've never done a review here on the channel, but when I heard there was a show called A Real Bug's Life coming to Disney Plus, I was very intrigued. And I thought, a National Geographic show that's connecting a classic Disney movie to the real world? Count me in. That sounds like my type of show. It also sounds like something you would probably be interested in, because if you watch videos on this channel, you're probably the type of person who likes to see the connections between Disney content and the real world. So I decided to watch the show. I watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm reviewing them here so that you can know what the show is all about, what it's actually like, and determine for yourself whether it's worth your time to tune in. The first thing to say about this show is that it has nothing to do with Pixar's A Bug's Life. Now, I say that and you might think, well, yeah, why would you think that it would connect to the Pixar movie? And the reason I did think it would connect at least somewhat is because Disney marketed it that way. Pixar released an ad for this show that said, after 25 years, your favorite bugs are back in real life. And the main trailer for the show said, this is a show inspired by the world of Disney and Pixar's A Bug's Life. And they made the logo for the show just the same logo as Pixar's A Bug's Life, with the word real added in little green letters. So while I didn't think this was going to be a sequel or anything like that, I thought it would have some little connection to the movie. I thought maybe they'll get one of the voice actors from the original movie to do the narration. Maybe they'll use some of the same music. Maybe we'll get little clips from the movie scattered throughout. Or maybe we'd get a short intro in just episode 1 that said, 25 years ago, Pixar brought you into the world of bugs, but now it's time to see the real thing, which is even more fantastic. None of those things happened. They don't even focus on the same species of insects that were the focus of the movie. Now, I'm not saying that that makes the show bad in any way. All I'm saying is that if you are nostalgic about Pixar's A Bug's Life and you saw the marketing for this and that's what got you interested, and the only reason you're interested in this show is because you want to get some nostalgia for the movie, this is not the show for you. There is nothing to do with A Bug's Life here. So if that's the reason that you wanted to tune in, then you're okay to skip this one. So I wonder why Disney chose to market this show that way and why they would attach it to A Bug's Life. As a matter of fact, if Disney wanted to attach this to a brand of some kind, they could just as easily have taken this same show and made it a Marvel product. Because episode 1 takes place in New York City, and one of the main characters is a spider who fights other bugs and swings from a web, and the narrator even name drops Peter Parker after the spider does a certain death-defying stunt. There were also various species of ants in all 3 episodes that I watched. So if they would have had Michael Douglas or Tom Holland narrate this series, they could have just as easily released the same show and called it, Marvel Studios Presents Insect Mania. And maybe if the last Ant-Man movie would have performed better at the box office, maybe that's what they would have done. Who knows? But I think it was a mistake to attach Pixar baggage to this show, because I don't think it really serves the show, and all it really does is confuse the audience, I think. Now, marketing aside, let's talk about the series on its own merits. And as a series, this show is good. Episodes are half-hour long. Each one focuses on a different environment and shows it from the perspective of 2 or 3 bugs that are living in that environment. And all of the bug footage is, of course, excellent, because after all, this is National Geographic we're talking about. Episode 1 was the best, in my opinion. It takes place in New York City, an environment you don't see a lot in nature documentaries, and it shows the city from the perspective of a bug, so it plays a lot with scale. You get a lot of interesting shots of things that are ordinary, but they look extraordinary from the eyes of a bug. The show, however, does have a very staged, fictionalized feel. Each episode tells a story, and they sometimes use special effects and other sort of framing devices to get that story across. So if you like your nature documentaries to be in the style of something like Planet Earth, with very authentic wildlife footage overlaid with scientific, serious David Attenborough narration, then this is not the show for you. This show is much more cinematic. It does things like using CGI to show what a spider is dreaming about, or tilting the camera to show an elephant from a beetle's perspective. And they even do things like adding honking horn sound effects when jungle ants get into a traffic jam. You should also be prepared for a lot of poop in this show. There was a poop gag in all 3 of the episodes that I watched. Episode 1 has a particularly gross one involving dog poop, and episode 3 stars a dung beetle, so that episode starts out almost immediately with a big grand elephant. Plop. The narrator for the show is Awkwafina, and she does a great job. She's a very entertaining narrator. However, she delivers that narration with a heavy dose of slang, and it's a very casual style. The point of the show is not to teach the viewer the intricacies of entomology and biology. Instead, it's to show you an environment that you may be familiar with from a new perspective, the perspective of a bug. So, if this series is not for fans of Pixar's A Bug's Life, and it's not for nature documentary aficionados, then who is it for? I think the answer to that question is kids. This is a very family-friendly show, and although there are a few creatures and scenes that might scare really little ones, upper elementary age and middle school age kids who might get bored with a majestic, long BBC nature documentary would find this a very entertaining alternative. It's not going to teach them all the intricacies of biology, but it will help them to see the world from a new perspective, and it might spark an interest in nature. Overall, I give the show 3.5 out of 5 bugs. This is a short, spunky bug documentary with great cinematography that's good educational viewing for kids and for families. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Disney Plus's A Real Bug's Life. Please let me know down in the comments if you are planning on watching the show, or if you have watched it, what your opinion was. And please let me know if you'd like to see more reviews like this one here on the channel. Before you go, please don't forget to like and subscribe and help our channel to grow. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.